This question, we're given n kids numbered 1 to n, and each of these kids have a rating and they belong to a kindergarten. So what happens is we're given Q transfers that will transfer kid CJ to a kindergarten DJ. And after each transfer, we want to output the evenness, which is defined as if we take the maximum value of any kid that belongs to a kindergarten and then we group them all together, we want to find the minimum value. So a quick example, if we have two kindergartens and the first kindergarten has kids with a rating of 1 and 2 and the second kindergarten has a rating of 3, so the first one, the maximum value is 2, and in the second KG the maximum value is 3. So then we'll have a 2 and a 3, and the minimum of these two values is a 2. So then the evenness at this stage would be 2. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to keep track of the kid number, their rating, and their current kindergarten, and we also want to keep track of who's in what kindergarten. So first thing first, we'll have a multi-set of integers for the kindergartens of set 2 times 10 to the 5. So we can just call it 2 times 10 to the 5 plus some leeway, and that's fine. And then we'll create a set of pair int pair int int. So in this we'll create something of the form, the first number will be the kid number, second would be the kid rating, and the third would be the current kindergarten of the kid. And in the kindergarten, each multi-set contains a kid's rating. So yeah, so now first thing first, we read in n and q. And then for the next n lines, we are given a and b, which is, and the kids are numbered 1 to n. So I is the kid number, A refers to the kid rating, and B refers to the current kindergarten that the kid is in. So we can save that in our set by inserting what we want. So the kid number is I, the kid rating is A, and the current kindergarten is B. And then in kg of B, which is the current kindergarten, we insert the rating of A. And yeah. Okay, so the next thing we have are the Q queries. Yeah, C1 to C cubed. Okay, so for the next Q entries, we have C and D, where C is the kid number and D is the new kindergarten it's being transferred to. So what we could do is we can figure out which kindergarten the kid is currently at by looking at set S and just using the lower bound function to figure out where it is right now. So so we can do the current child iterator could be S dot lower bound, and we know that the current kid is C, and then if we set everything else as 0, then we're guaranteed to find the right iterator, because these two values have to be bigger than 0. And then the child itself is going to be here. So the old kindergarten is going to be this value. So it'll be child dot second, and the new kindergarten is going to be D. Right? So then, I forgot we have to do evenness. So we'll calculate evenness. So the best way for evenness is if we have one other multiset that just contains a maximum value from each of the sets that do have kids. So how we can do that is we can iterate through all of the kgs and find the maximum value. But what if they don't have a kid? So let's create a placeholder 0. So then for I0, how do you have this much? Okay. Kg of I dot insert 0. So there's at least one element, and the rating can never be 0 because the lowest value for a rating has to be 1. So if we see a 0, we know it's just a placeholder. We insert that. Okay. And now we should create another multi-set. I'll do here called even. And then, so after we create the placeholders, fill up even multi-sets. So that is for an I between 0 to this. We can simply do, to find the maximum value, we can just do, so auto back error equivalent to kgi dot end. So now that we have the end value, what we can do is simply back error. So this goes back to the highest value in that multi-set. Now that we have the highest value, that will be, so int highest val is going to be equivalent to back iter, and now we just do even dot insert highest val. So that fills up even perfectly. Okay, so now for each query we want to calculate the evenness of the old kindergarten and the new kindergarten again, because they both may have changed with this query. So what we can do is, for the old kindergarten, we need to find its current highest child. So old iter will be equivalent to kg of old kg dot end, and auto new iter is equal to kg of new kg dot end. Then from the last values of both of them, we can just old iter minus new iter. So now that we have the last values of both of them, we just have to remove them from even. So we can do even dot lower bound of old iter. This is old even, and then we do the same thing. Make this new even a lower bound, new iter. So then we just remove them from even. So even dot erase old even dot erase new even. Okay, so now we've taken those values out. Next, we have to remove the kid from its old kindergarten. So how we do that? So we know the kid's value is going to be saved in child in this value. So that'll be dot second dot first. So oof, child rating is equivalent to child dot second dot first, and now we do kg of its old kg dot lower bound child rating, remove old iter. So then we just do kg old kg dot erase move old iter. So now we have removed this child's rating from its old kindergarten. Now we have to put it in its new kindergarten. So it'll be just kg new kg dot insert child rating. That's good. And now what we have to do is we have to calculate the evenness, the highest rated individual in both the old and new kg. So just for the old kg, we can just do kg old kg dot end. Just save that as a placeholder. Just placeholder 1, and then we go to its last value, and now P1 is at the maximum value in its old kg. The exact same thing for the next placeholder, and it's in the new kindergarten. And then minus P2. So now that we have this, we can just do even dot insert P1 and even dot insert P2. And with that, to calculate the evenness, it's just since we don't currently in even there are zeros, but we want the smallest value that's not a zero. So you can just do even dot upper bound 0 and save that as our answer, and then we would just see out answer each time. And we'd also have to make sure to change the value in S, because currently the child is saved with its current kindergarten at its old kindergarten, not its new kindergarten. So what we have to do is now say auto, so the new pair is going to be, so I still stays the same, so this is child dot first, child dot second dot first, and just to save it as D now. So now we do S dot erase the iterator, which is child iter, and S dot insert new pair. Oh, I can't believe there's only one error. Okay. It's elements and scalar. Oh, 3. That is a comma. This is pair int. Okay, that looks good. Now that this even works. Oh, that works. So we try to make sure that we create a new line for the next entry, 66. 3056 and 4208. Perfect. Can submit this. And voila,